We asked about what the coach says, how is he travelled?
No, he didn't travel because we made a scan and he will be out for around 4 or 5 weeks. So it was a really unlucky fall in a duel, and his knees was twisted. So it's an unlucky injury, nothing to do with load or whatever, just unlucky collision with the player.
Particularly frustrating for him because he had that unlucky injury before, obviously last season, so it must be difficult for him as well. How's he taking it?
Yeah, of course it's a hard blow for him, for the team, because he was coming back and he's going to become an important player for the future of the club. He has a lot of quality. He showed that last season. He was hungry to come back. He was on his way back. He was not at his best yet. So, but he showed already promising things again. So yeah, it's a blow, but it's part of football. It's not only with Rangers. It's in every club in the world. You can have bad collisions. You can have those things. You need to live with that and make a fast rehab. Everybody's working hard on that. I think also the quality in our rehab is better than we had last season also. So he's going to come back and he's going to be important this season. But we're going to miss him, of course, in these important weeks.
Is Robin Popper coming here for us for tomorrow night? Is he tough enough to start the game, Philippe?
He's fit, but of course you come in and there's a lot of things to do in that moment. I think Brexit didn't help in that way, and I know out of experience you have to fill in so many papers to come in Scotland and to live here, and you need to find a house and you need to find a school for your kids, and there's a lot of things going on in his head also this last week because he's just a few days with us. So that's something to take in consideration for the game tomorrow. But that's the same thing with Václav. He had 4 weeks holiday and he had now 4 days training with us. So it's with them looking what is the right moment to start with him, what is the right moment to let him come in.
Not knowing the mentality of both those players, though.
I know the mentality really well, otherwise they were not in the building.
Yeah, but with that in mind, you would have no, if you had to play them, there would be no concerns in your own mind if you had to play them tomorrow night at some stage?
If they were at, no concerns about that. Václav showed it already in Hearts when he came in. No concerns about that.
Philippe, how important is qualification of Champions League in terms of also finances? Do you have 2 scenarios if you reach the Champions League in terms of transfers, and if you don't reach the Champions League?
Yeah, of course, it's a big world of difference, but you cannot count on that. It's a long road to take. It's 4 really important games that you need to win or to qualify in. So it's a big road. So let's focus now on the first leg and to get the good results towards the second leg and to focus all on that. That's what we need to do now, and not to look where we are in September. It's now beginning of August. We need to get the best out of the situation now. That's very important.
It could leave you very little time to deal with the end of the window if you do qualify.
Yes, that's true. That's why you need to be prepared for the 2 scenarios also in your talks with players, that it's really clear that in some cases it's only possible when you get Champions League money. But like I said, if you see all the teams that are playing to qualify for this, there's a lot of quality in that. So we need to be really top in the 4 games to qualify. We know that.
Philippe, you've had some great moments in Europe as a player and as a manager. Given the circumstances now with the squad and the changes you've had to make, how big an achievement would it be if you could take this squad to the group stage?
No, I believe we have all the quality to do that. It's about finding the right balance. It's about taking the moments. Mentally wise, they are ready, I feel. It's about taking experience together also, with some new players coming in and then doing the right things. And you play against the team, and I know really well because I played them, I don't know how long ago it was, 4 or 5 years ago. We qualified against them with Club Brugge also in the qualifiers for Champions League. And I see a lot of players still here who are that day playing also for them. So they have really a team who's been building for years together with their automatism. Those are things we are doing now. And you saw, for example, in the preparation, that in moments that you need to, with young players, need to get the experience, new players need to get automatism. You saw it against Hearts, whereas second half was much better than the first half, and we learn again out of that to become better, and that's what we're going to need in this game also.
If you have a squad, Philippe, who has been together for a long time, the belief and the confidence can build. What have you worked on over the summer to instill the belief in your players that they can get to the group stages? I mean, not many people would have thought that they would have gone to Real Madrid, for example, and got a draw that night, but your players clearly believed back then.
Yes, but it's about believing in your qualities and working hard and creating automatism, that the structure is really clear for everybody and you can play out of that with and without the ball. What we've been doing last season also. And of course, because of a rebuild and you lose several players and also in your core of your team, you need to rebuild new things. So that takes a little bit time. So that's why it's important to have experienced guys like him in the squads and on the pitch to help the players around him.
So can I ask about Yanis Hadji, played for the B team today? We've not heard much about him this pre-season. Is he someone who's still in your plans this season?
No, we had clearly talks with him before the pre-season already and with his agents about that. And we need to look, like I said, in a lot of things with the club, about wages, about how many players you can in a position with the budget we have, and to get a budget to make transfers. So it was really clear towards him, that the idea is to sell him. That's what he wanted also. So that's the clear situation.
Two more guys.
So when you're building a team and you're so early in the building stage, is there an argument for maybe it might be okay to be in the Europa League? And we hear this debate all the time about Champions League is such a high level, or do you want to go right to the top in the Champions League?
Of course we want that, and we're going to do everything for that. But Europa League is not a disgrace for sure. It can be really nice, like we saw last season, and we were really close. Very close. It was small detail that we went out against Benfica. They sell now a player for almost 100 million. So it was a really good team that we played against, and the team played 2 really good games against them. So it was a nice journey in Europa League. But of course, everybody wants to be in Champions League. For the club, it would be a big difference. For the players also, because they get better paid in the Champions League also, so they like that more. And it's the biggest stage in the world. You can play against the best players in the world. But I think all the European competitions evolved that much that also in Europa League you have really, really big games. Even in Conference League at the end stage you can have really big games. So playing in Europe is always exciting. But of course, everybody wants to go to Champions League because it makes a big difference financially, and you only have top games there.
Philippe, Dynamo have been scoring a lot of goals both this season and last season. In terms of your own approach, how easy is it to find that right balance between acknowledging that threat, but also, asserting what you want to do in the game?
Yeah, these are different games than the normal league game that we have, where you have the domination, where you have the ball most of the time. And even that we didn't play a good first half against Hearts, we still had 63% of the ball possession. That's really difficult against Dynamo, because they're really, really strong on the ball and holding the ball and making good combinations. So it's another level, it's a different style of playing, and that's really interesting now to challenge. That's why we wanted also these kind of games in our preparation, to play against teams who are strong in those things, to get the experience already with the boys. Otherwise it would be too much of a surprise. So I don't expect us to have 60% of the ball possession tomorrow. We don't need. We come here for a result, not only to have the ball.